That's one bus you don't want to get on. But as you know, many of you know in this room, I'm chairing Metro this year. It's an incredibly active time for transportation here in Los Angeles County. The people of this region have amazingly, time after again, shown their desire for public transportation options. The folks in this county, 3 different times in the last 3 decades, have taxed themselves because of their desperate need for relief from traffic and smog. And sure, we continue to have serious traffic challenges, but I think with Measure R, one of the self-imposed taxes I mentioned, we can fight traffic without overreaching our finances. Measure R will allow us to accelerate our transportation plans through the 30-10 initiative. Measure R goes 30 years. We're trying to compact it to 10 to speed up execution, allowing us to get projects built faster and at a lower cost and taking advantage of these good times for that. At the same time, we're going to be jump-starting the economy by creating, through this process, well over 100,000 middle-class jobs. To make all this come together requires innovation and new ways of operating. And as I said before, we need all sectors of our community to work together. So we're looking for ways to partner with the private sector to build and maintain these projects. Public-private partnerships can shave off years of construction so we can get the mobility benefits much sooner. And the final cost of the project drops because it beats inflation and takes advantage of today's competitive construction bids. The point is that Uncle Sam is getting tapped out. Shock, shock. And the old pay-as-you-go financing model just can't keep pace with the demand for the new projects that we need. So we need to be creative, and we think that we are. Also, the air is getting somewhat cleaner, in part because Metro is getting greener. Next month, we will retire our last diesel bus. Metro will then become the first major transit system in North America to run on alternative fuels. On the traffic front, it's been 20 years, for some of us in this room, it's hard to believe, since we opened the Metro Blue Line here in Long Beach to downtown Los Angeles. And in that short period of time, we've expanded Metro Rail to 79 miles of track and 5 rail lines. And we're poised to nearly double Metro Rail in the next 10 years. And if we can leverage our local tax dollars with federal low-interest loans, bonds, and grants, we're going to do it. And guess what? Finally, there may be a connection to LAX. What a unique concept. There are over a dozen rail and bus improvement projects in the works from downtown to the South Bay out to Whittier. On a parallel track, we're trying to advance some of our key highway projects, including one near and dear to many of us in this room that caused us all a lot of heartburn, and that's the I-710 South project. I know the people in this room care deeply about the 710. They love driving on it. And for good reason. The Long Beach Freeway obviously is a vital transportation artery linking the ports of Long Beach and Los Angeles to major Southern California distribution centers as well as rail areas. Anyone who's been on that 710, all joking aside, knows the challenge of mingling between truck and passenger traffic. It's been a long haul forward, but there's finally some movement. Draft environmental studies should be completed soon, clearing the way for the project to enter the environmental review area as well as preliminary engineering. Where highways are concerned, we've made significant progress this year, finally on the final leg of the carpool lane between Orange County and the San Fernando Valley. The I-405 Sepulveda Pass Widening Project, 10 miles of HOV lane between the 10 and 101 freeways, is on schedule. And when complete in 2013, commuting should be much better for the 300,000 people who travel that Sepulveda Pass each and every day. And in the meantime, it's also creating 18,000 jobs. To many of you, I know that you commute on the Harbor Freeway. Soon our Express Lane program, Metro's Express Lane programs, well, you'll have the option of paying a toll to move faster than the flow of traffic. The Express Lane project is part of the transit plan to make better use of highways and roads that we already have, since obviously there's not much room for building more. And making good use of what we have is the fiscally responsible thing to do. We have to take good care of our infrastructure, and to help us do that, cities in the 4th District, all of you in this room, are getting 15% of Measure R money as it filters in. This money is distributed to the county's 88 cities and the unincorporated areas for local transit-related projects like pothole repair, bike lanes, and sound walls, lighting, and traffic signals. The city of Long Beach, for example, has received recently over $2.5 million and is making good use of it throughout the city, from resurfacing to sidewalk projects. I also sit on the board of Metrolink. I needed another meeting. The same goals exist there: public transportation that is safe, fast, and clean. For those who may not understand how that system works and that agency works, Metrolink serves as a regional operator of commuter trains for the 5 counties in Southern California: Los Angeles, Orange, Riverside, San Bernardino, and Ventura. Members of each of those transportation authorities from those counties sit on that board. And obviously we need to work together as passengers travel and traverse county lines. The latest news with Metrolink again involves smart use of taxpayers' money and new jobs. Last month, the Metrolink board, we exercised the option to purchase 20 additional state-of-the-art, safety-enhanced Hyundai Rotem rail cars for $1 million under market value per car. $1 million under market value. Just this past Monday, we had a press conference where we debuted the first 10 cars, which are now on the track throughout the system. 127 cars to follow. Metrolink is the nation's first rail provider to use these new cab collision avoidance systems in passenger cars equipped with groundbreaking safety technology. The cars are being shipped from Korea through the Port of Long Beach, and from the Port of Long Beach, the cars are transported to the city of Colton for assembly, creating nearly 100 jobs right here in Southern California. Safety is paramount at Metrolink. In fact, we are leading the nation in the installation of PTC, or better known as Positive Train Control Technology, which revolutionizes rail safety. Through the next generation collision avoidance technology, we are doing everything possible to avoid a horrible tragedy like what happened in Chatsworth just 2 years ago. Last month, through a competitive grant, we received over $6 million in federal funds to support the program. So as you can see, there are a lot of exciting new developments in regional transportation. Mobility, as we all know, whatever business you're in, is the linchpin of our economy, and all these projects we're undertaking not only will create jobs during construction, but will attract development around the transit station that's going to keep on generating jobs. I invite you to take a ride soon, and you never know who's going to be driving the bus.